The late Duke of Edinburgh's long-lasting support for the maritime sector and service in the Royal Navy have been honoured by the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, RNLI, an organisation Prince Philip was very keen on. The RNLI named a new Shannon-class all-weather lifeboat after the late Queen's husband. On top of bearing Prince Philip's name, the lifeboat also includes a clear tribute to the Duke's naval career. The lifeboat presents an engraved silver plate with a magpie, attached by Prince Charles earlier this summer. This is a clear nod to the HMS Magpie, of which Prince Philip assumed the command on this day in 1950. The lifeboat, which was originally intended to celebrate the Duke's centenary, is set to go into service in 2022 at Wells next the Sea, near Sandringham, where Prince Philip spent much of his retirement from royal duties. Prince Philip was aware and pleased the RNLI wanted to pay tribute to his legacy through the naming of this lifeboat, Buckingham Palace said. Mark Dowie, the chief executive of the RNLI, opened up on the sadness the Duke of Edinburgh could not see the boat being unveiled. He said, "It's a great honor, not just for Wells Lifeboat Station but for the RNLI as a whole. We had hoped to mark the Duke of Edinburgh's long service and support for the maritime sector by naming a lifeboat in his honour in his 100th year. We heard that the Duke was pleased to learn of the plans to name a lifeboat after him and that it was going to be serving a community so close to Sandringham. Very sadly, the Duke passed away before His Royal Highness could see it happen, but we are delighted to pay tribute to his legacy in this way today." The new lifeboat is the 53rd funded by civil servant donations to the Lifeboat Fund as part of the charity's 150th anniversary appeal. Speaking about the new addition to the RNLI fleet, Chris Hardy, the Wells Lifeboat Operations Manager, said, "Wells Lifeboat Station is immensely proud and honoured to have its new Shannon-class lifeboat named Duke of Edinburgh. We are in no doubt that our new lifeboat will continue the vital work of saving lives at sea, which we know His Royal Highness was so passionate about throughout his lifelong maritime association. The royal family is closely associated with the RNLI, which saves lives at sea around the coasts of the UK and the Republic of Ireland. The Queen has been the patron of the charity since 1952 while Prince Philip became a member of the RNLI Council in 1972. The couple visited RNLI stations on several occasions over the decades. Most recently, the Queen officially opened the Cowes RNLI Lifeboat Station and took part in the naming ceremony of the Atlantic 85 class Sheena Louise in July 2012. Prince Philip, who during his decades serving the Crown got involved in hundreds of organizations, died in April, just a few weeks before turning 100. Prince Philip married the Queen in November 1947, 5 years before she acceded to the throne. The royal couple spent part of their first years together in Malta, where the Duke of Edinburgh could continue his naval career. But he gave up on it in February 1952, following the untimely death of King George VI, to dedicate himself fully to serving the Crown and supporting the new sovereign. Prince Philip completed 22,219 solo engagements by August 2, 2017, when he retired from public duties. He spent most of his last years at Wood Farm, a 5-bedroom cottage on the grounds of the Queen's estate in Sandringham. But in March 2020, ahead of the first national lockdown, He traveled to Windsor Castle where he went through the COVID-19 crisis alongside his beloved wife. Related articles: The 10 moments that show Prince Harry and Queen have an unbreakable bond. Family of sailors. Kate shares her love for sailing with children. Camilla lays bare unusual ingredients she uses in her Victoria sponge.